Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We're back on the Ninja account. I really wanted to give you guys a follow-up, and I actually already recorded a follow-up yesterday. So this actually happened yesterday. And I was really impressed with the performance of the account. But I actually recorded some of this run in Hydra in yesterday's video. I just happened to record a second episode. The reason that I decided to re-record it is we've had other developments happen. So I'm going to kick off with what that video was about, which was Hydra. So check out this. I think this is an amazing achievement. Now, this was not easy to do by any stretch of the imagination, but you can see here, I did 2.47 million on normal Hydra. I'll move away here and you can see 2.47 million, right? So how did I do that? Well, if we take a look at the team breakdown, you can see I used Loki, even though he's only level 46. Tayrel, I've been using a lot. Loki's there for the aura. We need the accuracy, right? But also for block buffs, and that proved pretty useful for me. But the big deal was the accuracy. I did have to run this multiple times. This is not something where you're just going to take a team like this, you're going to go in first try, get your goal, right? All I was trying to do was hit 1.6 million. I happened to hit 2.4 million. That's fine, but 1.6 million is the important part because that's what you need to get the minimum chest. Now, if you can do higher, great. But even if you're just doing 1.6 million, 1.67 million to be exact, that's fine. It's what you need to get the Mithrala fragments. What does Mithrala do? Well, she's a great champion. I'll go over her kit in a second, but she's also going to empower you to go further and do better in Hydra. This is a big feat for any account, let alone an account that did it within under 60 days, right? Ninja, a very big part of it, he did elite damage. Some of you old school gamers may get that joke. But yeah, it took several tries, but I kept feeling like it was there. You know, there's a difference when you go into Hydra and Hydra just smokes everybody on the team and you go, okay, yeah, this ain't for me. There's a difference between that and like, oh man, I did 700K. I feel like I can get a little better, right? And there's a lot of RNG involved in this particular team. Ninja especially. Ninja's not booked, so quite often am I using the HP burns and they're not even landing, right? Which is resulting in no damage output from Ninja. So here they did land. The other thing, we talked about waiting to pick the blessing on Loki. And I did think about going a PvP mindset blessing. However, he's a 5-star blessing. Really good. I decided to go with Brimstone for him. I needed that extra damage to be able to complete the fight, and it paid off, right? We did get some Brimstone procs. I think we got one from Ninja and maybe one from Loki, and that was enough to get us the damage that we needed to hit our minimum goal. And so just to let you, as a reminder for those of you that are kind of new to the game or don't really understand Hydra and how it works, you'll see here there are, just like Clan Boss, multiple chests. 1.67 million is the minimum to get the first chest. Now, I did over 2.2, so that means I will get the second chest. And in here, you'll see 1 to 2 fragments for Mithrala, right? Like I said, we'll go over a kit in a second. But in here is also stone skin and protection gear. Very good. And we get up to 7 of the following rewards, right? So you only get 1 or 2 Mithrala fragments. You won't get any more than that. But then the rest of it could be Mortal Soul Stones, Clan... I don't know how the Clan XP part of it works, but good rewards, right? And this is not an easy feat. But I managed to pull it off, and I think that's very good. I may not always be able to do that. The affinities are going to matter of the heads, also the combination of the heads. So if you don't know, Hydra actually starts with a different combination of heads, okay? Each week, they rotate. and the affinities on those heads will change as well. So it can be quite frustrating because you may have a champion, for example, Archer Queen is really good against two certain affinities, but then one affinity, she sucks. If the head that needs to be provoked is of a certain affinity, then it's very frustrating. And I'm not exactly sure, because I'm being corrected in chat here because I'm live streaming this. I'm not exactly sure the rotation and how the rotation works when the heads rotate and when the affinities rotate. I'm not sure if it's a week or a month, but they rotate. That's the important part. So there will be times when I get a rough rotation, okay, that maybe I just can't do with the team I have, you know. I do have a block buffs now, but I don't have a provoker. I may need one more importantly in another stage in the future than what I currently have. And I do have a provoker. They're just not built for now. So, you know, this is not something that I'm like trying to brag about, but it's something that's going to be very beneficial to any account that can do this, because the sooner you get Mithrala, the better. Now let's talk about Mithrala. And again, this is more so for newer players that don't really know what Mithrala can do. But also, I'll just give you guys my take on Mithrala. One of my favorite champions in the game, quite frankly. Absolutely love her. You'll see her all over the place as you get further into the game. You're going to see her in Arena. You're going to see her in Hydra teams. PvE, PvP, she's everywhere. She's great. So her kit is really good and very unique. I don't think any other champions have this. Not this particular ability, but let's just go over her kit. 2 times hitter. Each hit has a 100% chance of placing poison when booked. Damage is based on defense. Actually, really good. You know, poisons on an A1, huge, right? Going to come in handy for any fight that you're doing. A little less so for Hydra, because some of the heads you can't poison, but still good for bosses, good for damage, just good. Here we have an AoE hit that places Hex per 2 turns. Now she has Void Affinity, so that Hex is going to land. All right. And this is another thing I love about her kit. She brings increased defense and increased attack. So if you early game, you may not have a lot of increased defense champions for your nukers if you have a defensive based nuker per se, right? So here's an option. Now, there are non-Mithrala options out there, but Mithrala brings other aspects in her kit that would also help in that scenario over some of like the other ones, like Ursula brings increased defense, for example. But still, on the same ability, increased defense and increased attack. And even if you're not running a defensive nuker, you're running an attack-based nuker, she brings that, but also gives him a little survivability in Arena. And then this is just good survivability in the game in general, right? This is going to help you survive hits in PvE and PvP. So really, really good. Again, her whole kit is based on defense, but actually that's my biggest complaint about her kit, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Actually, we'll probably talk about it right now. So, her A3, when booked, is a 3-turn cleanse. Removes all debuffs from all allies, then gives them a strengthen and a shield buff equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. This is I love this ability. A 3-turn cleanser. She's my own, to put things in perspective, on the free-to-play account that's a year old, she is the only 3-turn cleanser outside of Reliquary Tender that I have on the account. And she is my primary cleanser. I use her everywhere in the game on my free-to-play account right now. So I just want to emphasize how good this is. Now, there are other cleansers. There are better cleansers out there these days. But she is free, and if you don't get any of those cleansers, she can really fill that void for you, while also bringing strengthen and a shield, which is amazing. The shield, the only complaint I have is that the shield is based on her max HP. I would love to build her really high defense. But I end up building her high HP. Usually I kind of do a mix of high HP and high defense so that this shield is larger because of her. It's based on her max HP, which is still a good way to build a shield for a champion like this. I just wish that it lined up with her damage type as well. But that's a very small, minor complaint, and that's a personal thing. That doesn't mean that you need to not like it, right? Or that doesn't mean she's bad. It's just one of those things. I was like, man, I wish it was based on her defense. Maybe I would give her a little bit more defense than HP. But I try to prioritize HP for her when I can to make that shield bigger. But there's different ways to build a Mithrala, so don't worry too much about that. Then we have the passive. Now, I love her passive. I think her passive is really what makes her so strong. Don't get me wrong, her kit is great without the passive, but she does some really unique things in the passive that, at least one thing that no other champion does to my knowledge. So let's get into it. Whenever this champion is attacked by an enemy under Hex, which she places, there's a 50% chance of applying Petrification. If they attack an ally, there's a 30% chance of applying Petrification. Now, if you've been playing the game and you've encountered a Mithrala and you've seen what Petrification does, it's going to lock you up, very similar to a freeze. So it'll have all their buffs removed, be unable to take their next turn. When under Petrification, a champion will be unable to receive buffs and is susceptible to receiving more debuffs. Instant effects do not work on champions under Petrification except with the removed debuff effect. While under Petrification, they will only receive 40% of incoming damage, but bomb debuffs is increased by 300%. So, Petrification is great. And it goes off a lot more than maybe you'd think with only a 50% or a 30% chance. Then, and this part, but Petrification, as far as I know, no other champion does Petrification. I could be wrong about that, but at least up to this point, I have not heard, or it's not coming to memory very quickly, who else does Petrification. But then we have also increases champion's resistance. The amount by which it is increased is equal to the amount of accuracy this champion has, which means because you want to land Hex and you want to land your poisons, you are going to put accuracy on her. But that increases her resistance by the amount of accuracy. So instead of stacking high resist, high accuracy, you can just put accuracy on her and then you get the same amount of resistance from that in addition to whatever other resistance you already have on her through your gear. Really, really solid. And that's why when you're in arena and everybody gets stunned by Armands but Mithrala doesn't, that's probably why, because she just has so much accuracy and therefore has so much resistance. And that's just one example, right? I'm not saying, she's going to resist a lot of things. Really good as a mischief tank, provided you can get the right buffs on her from another source to kind of give her more buffs than everybody else, because that's how the mischief head works. I use her as a mischief tank in my free-to-play Hydra runs. I'll put what is the buff from Intercept on her, which makes her the target over somebody else, and she has high resist, therefore the Mischief Head won't steal her buffs or her turn meter. Yeah, absolutely love this champion, and the sooner you get her, the better for your account, plain and simple. So the fact that I'm already able to farm fragments for her, and by the way, we're going to talk about this part, I actually will get 2 chests. So because my clan killed normal, as you can see by the infinity symbol here, that means I will actually get rewarded 2 of these novice chests. And both of those chests will have a chance for fragments. So I could potentially get 4 fragments a week. Potentially. And that's going to help me get her even faster. So very, very happy with the way that's going. I've also been fact-checked in the chat here that says our bias has Petrify. I may have gone right by it. Yeah, there it is. So 2 champions now have it. But still, very unique ability, very unique kit. Very, very much love Mithrala, and the fact that I can already start getting fragments for her, I think, is huge for the account. Now, let's talk about the rest of the progression on the account. So obviously, I think I already said this in this very video, but just in case I didn't, I want to make sure I reiterate the fact that I did 4-key. Even with Force Affinity, I'm still able to 4-key. It's very close, right? I don't know that I would count on this too much, but I was able to 4-key it, and I did every single key on Force Affinity because I didn't run my keys until 1 p.m. today because I slept all day because I'm dumb. But still, good news. Now, I didn't get anything great from the chests this particular time. I think I did get a Void Shard maybe, but no Sacreds, no Legendary books, but I still have that option every single day, provided I keep running it and provided that the team can continue to perform at the rate that it's performing. So very, very happy with the team I have and the progress that I've made there. But this is even more progress to share with you. Stage 20 of Dragon we can now do. Would love to get that time to be faster, but for right now, a minute 56 on stage 20 of Dragon is wonderful. I'm very happy with that. I am very, very happy with that. No complaints about, you know, a 2-minute run on stage 20, especially since most of my farming comes overnight. Maybe ask yourself, well, why is stage 20 so important? You can see right here, 5 to 6 stars. I am guaranteed to get 5 to 6 star gear now. I can no longer get 4-star pieces, which is huge because I'm already to the point where I don't want to use any 4-star pieces anymore. So the hope is that I will continue to farm stage 20 and potentially replace some of the lifesteal gear and speed gear and maybe accuracy gear that I'm currently using on my characters because our champions. As you can see, I'm still using a 4-star chest on my ninja, so he's underperforming. Same thing with Kale, a 4-star chest. They are attack chests, but if I can improve that and get better lifesteal gear on the account that's 5 stars, even 4-star boots still on Kale. So I definitely have a lot of improvement that I would like to have and like to see on the account. And being able to farm Dragon Stage 20 now is going to help get me that improvement in the early game. So very happy about the progress. Now we are about to add to our roster, right? So tomorrow, and that's going to be tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time is when I start the stream. I try to hold off pulling shards for at least about a half an hour, get enough people in the chat, make sure we can all have fun. And just a quick reminder, some of you got gifted memberships to the YouTube channel. You got gifted those memberships because I gift a membership for every legendary I pull. I only, to be completely honest with you, I only gifted 5 the other day when I pulled, actually pulled 6 legendaries in that video that you guys that most of you saw. They've done very, very well. I only gifted 5 because $25 was just easier for me to do in the thing. But if we pull legendaries tomorrow, and it's only for legendaries pulled on my account, I'm pulling shards for other accounts tomorrow. People have asked me to do that. So come hang out Friday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be pulling shards. If you want me to pull your shards, you can come hang out. I'm not promising you any Teoxes, okay? I'm not, I'm not, well, he's not available, but I'm not promising you the luck that I had the other day. But I will be happy to pull your shards. Now I know a certain member of my clan will no longer let me pull their shards because my luck has never transferred to them. So keep that in mind. But if you guys want to come hang out, like I said, I will gift memberships for every legendary that I pull on my account. And if you want me to pull legendaries for you, I will. I don't tell anybody they have to do this because you don't. But, if I pull shards and get you a legendary, maybe you gift a membership in the chat. Who knows, right? So, um, but yeah, I'm happy to pull shards, and we'll be pulling my shards on all 3 accounts, I think. I don't see a reason not to pull them on the main account, but I don't have a lot of shards to pull. So, and look, I've already made back, you can't see it, I've already made back one of my sacreds. I got it. Clan Boss was like, oh yeah, no, you used up all your sacreds. It looks like you could use some more. Here you go. So I don't know that I'll pull a lot of ancients. The reason I'm low on ancients is I pulled a bunch for the summon rush. Um, because I missed an event in the fusion. So I had to pull a bunch of shards for the summon rush to get caught up. But on the free to play, we have 79 ancient shards. I feel like that's a pretty decent offering of shards. And then over on the ninja account, we have 63. So should be a good time. Hopefully we add some new champions. On the free to play, we're really looking for Enda Moonbeam as an epic. And on the ninja, we're looking for everything. There are plenty of epics, plenty of legendaries that I would love to be able to pull over here. Mostly supports is what I'm really looking for. So, okay. Well, I think that is everything I have for you guys. I just wanted to give you an update on the Ninja account. Um, and I pretty much did that. I have an inspiration for a video that I want to make, but I need permission from somebody before I make it, because I don't want to kind of put anybody on blast. But I really want to make a video that talks about some of the shortfalls that I think people get themselves into in this game and prevent themselves from being able to do this type of damage in Clan Boss, Hydra, wherever it may be, right? So hopefully they'll give me permission to release that video. And so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, basically tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you guys there. That's everything I got. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. It is the best way to support my channel. I am trying to grow this channel. I've been doing collaborations here and there whenever I can. My time constraints are a problem. But I am trying to do more of those, and the more subscriber count I get, the more likely that these other content creators are going to say, yeah, come on over, we'll do a collaboration, right? So please consider subscribing. Liking the video and commenting on the video is also going to help me algorithmically, so I would appreciate that as well. But, as always, I'm just happy that you guys are here, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Take care.